The opening night film at the 25th edition of NYIFF will be Raam Reddy's The Fable. His acclaimed multi-layered social drama starring Manoj Bajpayee, Tilotama Shom and Priyanka Bose premieres in New York City on Friday, June 20th.
वैसे तो वो भी अपने आप को दूसरों के जैसे ही समझते थे, लेकिन असल में ना वो लोग बहुत खास थे.
Huge congratulations, your film The Fable will be opening the New York Indian Film Festival. Tell me, how excited are you to see the film finally land in front of a New York crowd?
Oh, I'm so excited, like incredibly excited. It's a great honor to be the opening film, of course. Been kind of hoping for this film for some time, and to have it. It's also a beautiful theater. I've seen the theater and I'm very, very excited to be able to show The Fable in that theater. And New York is it's like the cultural capital of the world in many ways, right? I had been there with my first film in 2016, and I'm back with the second one, so I can't wait.
The Fable has elements of mystery, magical realism, so deep social layers. Tell me, what was that first spark that lit the story in your head?
Interestingly, for The Fable, the first seed was the genre of the film. So it wasn't the story or anything. But I've been such a student and I've been very passionate about magic realism as a genre, and I kind of came from literature. Not something not many people know, but before I made Titi, which was my first feature film, I wrote a magic realism novel called It's Raining in Maya. So first, it was really exciting for me to be able to open up my sort of canvas as an artist. So it started with that. And then the way I kind of structure my projects is I actually go to places that are kind of calling to me for some reason. And I tend to listen to that world to try to find the story that place also wants me to tell. So I actually went to the Himalayas because I felt a certain synergy between the magic realism genre and the Himalayas. And I spent a lot of time. And while I spent a lot of time there, I saw this kind of, firstly, a beautiful cinematic world. But I also, in my first trip there, I went and I got involved in some firefighting because fires happen there very often. And so that was my introduction to that sort of world. And so then this narrative sort of mystery, suspenseful story started to form of a family that live in the mountains, and they own this large estate of fruit orchards. And then these fires start happening in their estate, and no one knows who's putting them or why.
But like you mentioned about Tithi, big picture, it's almost been a decade since Tithi, which also made waves globally. Tell me, what has been the last few years look like for you creatively?
So when you're kind of building something using your hands, it's quite hard to get everything to align. And we faced 2 COVIDs. We had to stop shooting 3 days into our first schedule after 3 years of prep. Then when we went back the second time, we had we had the second wave of COVID. So all those challenges, I mean, there were a lot of challenges to keep the vision pure. But at the same, so sometimes things, it just took time. It took time to align things. It took time to get, the right people in the right place, doing the right thing. So in that period, I would take up little bits of other work and stuff like that, whatever else that I wanted to do on a micro level. But at a macro level, this was the big vision. And it's challenging to work independently and see your vision through without compromise.
ಪಂಚಾಯತಿ ಪಾಲ್ಪರ್ಕದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನಿಗೆ ಜಮೀನು ಬರಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಜೊತೆಲೇ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ. ಅವತ್ತೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಜಮೀನು ನೋಡಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯಾ?
ನಾ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಸತ್ತವನೇ ಸರ್.
Well, you talk about this magical world. Let's also talk about this magical, fantastic ensembles. First of all, the man at the center of this, Manoj Bajpayee. Tell me, what was it like collaborating with him, and did he bring anything unexpected to the role?
Yeah, no, of course. When you work with someone, firstly, I'm a young director, so the opportunity to work with Manojji was something that I didn't expect at this point in my career. I was extremely excited about it. As a director, it feels like you have how do I say it? It's like if you're a driver, you're sitting in like a Formula One car. You know that's the what you have in your hands. It's nerve-wracking and at the same time extremely exciting because you're collaborating with an artist of that caliber who has that kind of he has this ability to transform firstly, which is why he's so eclectic across all his roles. Um, and he also has this amazing control over his craft, which means that as a director I gotta like hit the nail on the head with Dave's interior, and we need to kind of go really deep into what that character is thinking and feeling and things like that. So it was a journey of discovery, and I learned a lot from him.
After winning acclaim around the world, Raam Reddy's The Fable finally comes to New York. It'll be screened as the opening night film at this year's New York Indian Film Festival on Friday, June 20th. For tickets and information, visit NYIFF.us.